Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the show that we're all excited about, Keeping It Real, live from Atlanta, second Tuesday of every month. My name is Dennis Aloia. I'll be your host here for the next 30 or 40 minutes. We have such a great show planned with such interesting people. It will be commercial free because we don't have time for commercials, and these folks that you're going to see and hear tonight have got such interesting stories going on. It's going to be a very worthwhile thing to watch. So I think I'm going to get started tonight with a gentleman who I have interviewed once or twice, but again, he's got such a wide variety of things that he's done in his life. One or two interviews doesn't suffice. So I'm going to have him on as a regular guest. He is a doctor, among other things, as well as an author. His name is Mr. Neil Schulman. And Neil, I'd like you to come up here and kind of say hi to the folks.
Hi.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you. I like your haircut.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We were at an event. Uh-oh. Now I look sinister. We were at an event last Saturday night in Atlanta at the World Congress Center. If you've ever been here in Atlanta, that's one of the largest venues in the city, probably the largest convention center. And the reason we went is Neil wrote a book a few years ago called Second Wind. A lady named Heather Place, who also does film, became very interested in the book and adapted it to a short film. Am I right so far?
You are right.
This film was submitted to the Georgia Film Council or Authority, and it was among, I think, about 6 or 7 other nominees, and basically it won the award for Best Short Film in Georgia for 2013. Very impressive. Lots of people there, lots of celebrities from Los Angeles and local celebrities as well. And congratulations on winning the award. I know that's going to really, give a big jump start to your other projects with regard to the film that you want to get into. They're trying to get a longer version of the short film made into a full-length feature. All we need is about $2 million. So if you're out there and sitting on $2 million, please give us a call, and we'll make you part of the movie.
Yeah, I'll put up the first 10.
Now we only got $1,999,000, something like that, $99 to go.
No,
$90.
$90.
Yeah, $90. Yep. Also, I'm working
Now,
on.
if I did 15, how about
My brain doesn't calculate that fast, Doc. I have been in contact with a few people. I'm trying to find a local playwright here in Atlanta to adapt the film, or the book, really. This is the book, Second Wind, available on Amazon.com. Terrific book. I'm trying to get that adapted to a screenplay, or not a screenplay, but a theater play that we can do. So I think this year will be very interesting and exciting.
Yes, we want to salute seniors.
Yes, absolutely.
Seniors are important.
Absolutely.
And all of us become seniors, ideally.
If you live long enough.
If you live long enough.
Absolutely.
And they are wise. And we shouldn't just put them in nursing homes. They should be right out on thrones at the end of church services giving advice.
That's a very good observation. In Japan, the seniors are really respected and for their advice and their longevity. But in this country, we haven't taken that approach, and I think that's wrong, because I'm fast approaching that age, and I got a whole lot of advice to give you. But that's another story. I want to tell you, this book, I started reading it, and I got hooked, really, after the first couple of pages, seriously. And this is a book that, it's a comedy, and it takes place, and I won't give you away the whole thing, of course, but there's a very old rich lady who lives in the southern part of Georgia, or maybe it's North Georgia, in a small town, and she's very wealthy, lives in a mansion. But she gets to a point in her life where her grandson says, you have to be in a care facility. And he drives her down to the care facility in her limousine, of course. She refuses to get out of the car until he convinces her that she bought this facility. And she is actually an investor. And it came at a great time because the facility was about to go bankrupt. And then it takes and shows you all the different characters that are in the senior facility. There's some very, very funny things that happen, like the lady that constantly tries to commit suicide in different ways. I thought that was pretty funny. And so you got to read the book. Anyway, go to Amazon.com, Second Wind. It's a great book, and I think you'll be pleased for sure. Neil, you got some other books there. What else do you have besides Second Wind?
Okay, by the way, I was the medical director of a nursing home.
Were you?
That's where I got a lot of the
A
material.
lot of the
from.
material, yeah.
And then P.K. Bevel, who's the psychologist who started Second Wind Dreams, gives wishes to people in 13 countries, seniors, 13 countries around the world.
That's like Make-A-Wish Foundation for kids, except it's for seniors.
Second Wind Dreams, right.
Second Wind Dreams. Oh, and some of the proceeds, if we get the film or play made, will go to that organization.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's very worthwhile.
And we're hoping to get people like Jimmy Carter to act in it. We'd like to get, famous seniors. And actually, we've already got one of the most famous seniors in the world who's in it, was in the short.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And that person would be?
Charlene Colburn.
Wait a minute. That name rings a bell. Isn't she going to be our next guest?
Oh, my, she's here?
Yeah,
I can't
think so.
believe it.
I saw her in the green room by the buffet.
You did?
Big place.
She's 91 years old.
Yeah, but she doesn't look it.
No, she looks about 98. No,
Oh, no,
I'm
no,
just
no.
fooling. She looks about 31.
Yeah, very interesting lady, great background, very vibrant for her age, and has got a lot of life experiences. I think you'll enjoy the interview. Tell me about the couple of books you have here,
Well, we've got Doc Hollywood,
which was made into a movie, and he wrote the book.
and it looks like there's interest in making it into a live stage
Oh,
performance.
excellent.
Maybe even a musical.
Great.
And Warner Brothers was great. Michael Fox was great to work with. You
Yeah.
know, he threw a big dinner for homeless people when we were making the movie. Just wonderful, wonderful guy.
Great.
And then What's in a Doctor's Bag? I do these spots.
Yeah.
You can see them, what'sinadoctorsbag.com. And it's for kids where they're teaching me, a doctor, how to be healthy. And these are the creatures that doctors' instruments turn into. That's Otis, the otoscope. We have Lubba Dubba, Miss Knee Knocker.
Wonderful.
And then this is the original book Doc Hollywood came from, which on the internet is like $100, $200 book. And
Really?
I did this book with another guy who is now one of the top fiction writers in the USA. 2 full pages of ads about his books in the New York Times. Carl Hyacin. He wrote Hoot, Striptease, and a wonderful, wonderful guy.
These are all available on Amazon?
Yeah, you can
Great.
usually get those. And then this is Your Body's Red Light Warning Signals. This is an $8 book that 150 doctors helped put together.
Wow.
That's symptoms that are life-threatening from head to toe. So if you have a headache and fever and you can't put your chin on your chest tonight, what would you do?
I'd call you.
You call me. Or do you have insurance?
No, I don't have insurance.
Well then, sorry.
I'm waiting for Obamacare to kick in.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm a doctor. I only do this for money. No. Seriously.
Well,
That
that's
could
a good
mean
guide,
that
yeah.
could mean that you have meningitis. Your brain sits in a sac, and if that gets infected, and you have a temperature, you can't put your chin on your chest, and a headache. You do not want to go to bed and take an aspirin. You want to go to an emergency room.
And that's in the book.
That's in the book, head to toe, kids,
Wonderful.
adults, and pregnant women.
Good.
And we want to save a lot of lives with that. And how to have a habit is to try to get kids not to smoke cigarettes. And it turns
That's
into a
great.
big poster book that makes your home smoke-free.
That's right. And you can go on Amazon and just put in Neil Schulman's name, and all these books will come up.
Yeah.
We got to run along.
Oh,
And
yeah, let's
I
run
got to
along.
get you to talk about our next guest a little bit. Give us a little background, and we'll bring her up here and go for it.
Charlene Colburn is the woman of woman. She is amazing. Her parents in Louisiana were quite wealthy. They were in the oil business. And Charlene didn't have to work. But she told her parents, I want to work. I want to go to school. She got a law degree and was a lawyer during World War II, working for AT&T. Then after that, what did she go on and do? She starts a company that moves houses. I met her. She's 90 years old.
Mhm.
A big tree fell on my house. Who comes down the road? But Charlene's given me the best advice on how to handle that problem.
Hmm.
She is a fantastic actor. She is one of the key actors in Second Wind,
The short film.
the short film that the book's based on. And she could be in your stage performance. We can learn more from Charlene than just about any human on this planet.
Wonderful. Well, bring her up here. Let's get
Charlene,
her up here.
come
and
on.
Get her exposed to the media here.
And she's a cutie, too.
Yes, I'm impressed already.
By the way, I did want to mention, if I can,
Yeah.
that if you go to YouTube and look up Who, W-H-O, Knows, N-O-S-E, N-E-I-L, that's 3 words, Who Knows Neil on YouTube, you can see a full-length movie we made where I'm an old man looking for a wife. And it's all free.
Wow, that's great.
And here...
Fancy meeting you here.
Oh, yeah, what a coincidence.
It
Would you like a
surely
hat?
is. No, I just had my hair done today.
Well, let's-
Okay.
Let's
well,
let
look at that
Charlene
camera
sit down
over there.
and
Let them see that
join the
beautiful
party
face.
here, Charlene.
And you?
I'm Dennis.
So nice to
We
meet
we
you.
met the other night at the gala event for the film
yes.
awards.
Have you seen the photographs?
Yeah, I have. Pretty impressive.
Oh, well,
This is Charlene, everybody.
hi.
And yeah, we're glad to have you.
Well, thank you.
Did you have fun acting in the movie?
Honestly, that was just my really joy. I like bright, cheerful things.
Yeah.
And everybody was so gracious and so nice, and we just had so much fun
Well,
filming.
they
it.
had you flying, as I remember in one scene.
Well, that's true. Dr. Showman's son and I practiced a long time in order to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We had a hard time getting up in the air.
Well, that was a fun scene to watch. I saw that. And
But I will have to give all the praise to Dr. Shulman's wife, Zoe.
yeah,
She has the magic touch of the camera and the films, and I don't know how she twisted and turned it, but it came out okay.
well, now that you've been on one film, which has won the Georgia Short Film Award for 2013, do you have desires to be in other films?
oh,
other
yes.
productions?
I need another career
Absolutely.
to add to what I've already done.
Never too old to start something new.
You're right. You're never too old. If you set your mind to do anything, you can accomplish it.
That's very true.
And we're in a world today that has all the ingredients. Take your choice.
Unbelievable. The technology allows us to do this show, which was impossible not too many years ago. You know, now we have the internet and we reach people all over the world. It's just an incredible thing, and you don't have to be a person with a big famous name to be out here and entertain the masses, so to speak.
In the 70s, I went to Patricia Stevens finishing school,
Mm-hmm.
and at that time they were looking for people to do bit parts in movies, so I was fortunate enough to be in a couple of movies.
Great,
then.
great.
But I didn't have time until now,
Yeah.
and I sort of pushed into this time, but I'm really glad because I've taken time out to enjoy it.
Well, how'd you like the event the other night?
Oh,
was it
it was
exciting?
just fabulous.
Everybody
My cup
was-
of tea.
Yeah.
I like a fast thing.
Everybody was dressed in tuxes.
Oh,
The
it just-
ladies had formal gowns.
And you know what? It was also, the theme was the 1920s.
Yeah.
I can remember
Roaring 20s.
when my mother would wear those dresses.
Yeah.
Just
Well, I'll tell you a little story. I left the theater with 2 young ladies who had attended as our guests, and they are in their early 20s, and they were dressed in formal dresses, and I had a tuxedo on. Young lady came running up to us as we're walking down the street, and she says, "Are you coming from a prom?" I thought, my God, do I look that young? Not even close, huh?
well, I get that every once in a while.
You do?
myself.
Yeah?
They
Yeah.
take me for not the old senile lady, but a young chick.
Well, you looked wonderful the other night.
Well, thank you. I had some nice compliments all the way from Canada on that
Really?
today. Yes.
Well, do you have any friends that you were able to tell that you're going to be on this show tonight?
Oh no, I'm keeping it a secret. I didn't know
are?
it until I was started motoring up to Gainesville on the expressway.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, life's full of surprises.
Zoe calls me and says, "Hey, you got to turn around and come back."
Mm-hmm.
And I did.
Well, this will be posted on YouTube tomorrow, so you'll get to email your friends and they can watch it. And I bought a big screen TV over the holidays, a 60-inch smart TV. I was able to sit in my living room in my chair and watch this show on a 60-inch smart TV, and I thought that's really cool.
What did it look like?
It was fun. It was the show we did in November where the comedian got lost on the way here, and it was a fabulously funny
Excuse
bit.
me.
But yeah, I mean, it's just wonderful. This technology is just great.
Well, you can imagine during the war with the telephone company, the boards and all were so obsolete,
Yeah.
and the cables and all were just tattered and torn.
Hmm.
And imagine fighting a war with that kind of equipment. Of course, we were under high security. We watched every wire and everything, and every operator was glued to the boards. You couldn't go home.
Hmm.
And that was quite an experience to go through a world war with
Oh,
the
I'm sure.
communications. Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm sure.
Yes.
Well, we've got to move along, and I've got another guest that I have. Actually, two more guests tonight, and I'm going to thank you for being here. I hope you've
It's been
enjoyed
my
it.
pleasure.
Neil will
Yes.
see it on YouTube tomorrow, and just keep
And,
doing what you're doing. You're an inspiration, okay?
Well, if someone doesn't trip me.
Doc, you want to come up here and escort her back to her seat?
I sure will.
And while you're doing that, I'll kind of talk about my next guest. I met this gentleman. As you may or may not know, I'm a professional magician. I call myself a professional because the difference between a professional and a non-professional is a professional gets paid. So I guess that qualifies me as a professional magician. I got a call one evening to do a show at a company party. They put together a great big event once a year for their employees and their kids. And I did magic there, and I met this gentleman there, and he decorated the entire facility, and I was so blown away by the decorations. He did a wonderful job. And I want to introduce you to Mr. Stan Vernado. How are you, Stan?
Good to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Definitely.
Yeah. How long did it take you to put those decorations up at that facility? This was a very large factory-type complex, and we were doing this whole thing in the office area.
Right. Well, in other words, it's a corporate situation to where they only close for 2 days, and I have 2 days to do the entire building. But, I mean, that's what I do every day. I've been doing it for 30-something years now.
Wow.
And I travel from coast to coast, doing everything from trade shows to commercial businesses. I do residential, you name it, as far as that's concerned. And then I've also done a lot of theater, design for sets. I've done... myself, I'm also in the entertainment business, and that's kind of how I got into it. And I was just fascinated with design completely. Started when I was, actually my first job was 15 years old. I begged this gentleman, that family member that had a department store, and I said, I want to work. Kind of like the lady before. She was like, I'm going to work. Well, I was too. But at 15, you couldn't.
Right.
And so what I did was I said, okay, look, I want the job. And he goes, well, you'll have to go and get a work permit. And so I did. And it was during the holiday season. It was kind of funny how it all started. And I guess it was God's plan. But he looked at me, he says, do the windows. And I said, excuse me? And I said, I don't know how to do the windows. And he said, all the stuff's in the back, just go make it happen. So needless to say, I've been doing it for over 30 years now.
Well, it's something you took to immediately. That's for sure. It's been a career for you.
It has been, and the good thing about it is that I come. In other words, I haven't had the book education behind it. I've done the book education because, as my career has gone on, I've also taught it at one of the local colleges here, taught interior design, and I really enjoy it. And in other words, the main thing is it's kind of like the entertainment business,
Right.
just like with you. In other words, no matter what I do, if it's decorating a home or if it's decorating for a play or decorating for the holidays, I'm still on stage.
Right.
So, in other words, my whole concept is that I'm putting...
It's your expression of your
That's
artistic
exactly
expression.
right. It is exactly that. So it's still entertainment. And, and the thing is, the best reward of it all is that I step back and say, I did that.
Yeah.
You know,
I love the name of your company. Tell our viewers about your company, what it's called.
the name of my company, in other words, I kept wanting to come up with something unique and different. And so what I did was I called it, of course, being from Atlanta, and I'm a true born and raised person, which is rare in Atlanta nowadays. So I stepped back and I said, okay, I got to have something catchy. So what do I do? And I came up with the name, The Look of Atlanta. Because Atlanta is such a prestigious city, And then I had the door open up for other places from here to California, New York, Dallas, and everything. And I kept doing trade shows at different places. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm getting a phone call because Atlanta's famous for the way our city looks and
Yeah.
everything about it. So I was able to just tie it all together. And then the concept of even my business card and everything, I'm real proud of. I took the look, and I used eyeballs over the city,
noticed that.
over the city skyline of
Yeah.
Atlanta, and it has been my biggest signature of all.
You
For
notice
sure.
you notice the background.
That's what I was saying. Oh, if we just keep it real to the look of Atlanta, it would be a
Kinda
great new show.
Very similar looking to your business card. The
It's
skyline.
very similar, yes.
Now you've got other offices around the country as well.
Well, because
right?
of the trade show business I've been doing for years, also what it is, I actually can go in and just like when I called you, we do entire events. In other words, we don't limit my business. In other words, if I get a phone call and say, hey, can you do this? I'm going to make it happen. That is my slogan. We make it happen.
Right.
And so I go in, I do the event, I set up the event for conventions, hotels, whatever, trade shows. And next thing I knew is I was getting more calls from Dallas. And then so I had to open up a small office in Dallas because I do the trade center there. And do every kind of convention there is. And then I got, all of a sudden, Orlando opens up one. And so I was like, okay, well, Orlando's a great place to do the trade shows, but I don't want to have an office there because that's not, if I wanted to live somewhere, it wouldn't be there. So I went a little ways over the east side to Daytona, and I put the office there because it's just a short drive.
Right. Right.
And it has just been really good. In other words, but I don't do any of this. I mean, yes, I am the person that's here that does the physical work, but I definitely have to give it to God because
Yeah.
He gives me the talent to do this.
Understand.
And same thing with the people that work for me. And the nice thing about it is, yes, in other words, I was in a squeeze with this event where I met you, and the company says, oh, we need to entertain our kids while they're standing in line waiting to see Santa Claus. I said, what do you want? They said, anything. I said, no problem. I got on the phone, made a few phone
No problem.
calls.
This is last minute.
Exactly. Yeah, in fact, I called you, the day before?
You called me the night before.
Exactly.
It was at 8 o'clock, and he said, can you be here at 8:30 in the morning or 7:30 in the morning?
Oh, yeah.
One of the two.
And then it was so successful. You were only going to be there originally like 4 hours, but then it ended up being for the whole event.
Yeah, yeah.
And in other words, and so I was like, hey, guess what? In other words, when I have the next event coming up, and I said, hey, I got the perfect magician, then there you
Right,
go.
right.
So we'll just keep this ball rolling.
Absolutely. Well, let's tell the viewers how they can get a hold of you to, decorate for any event, whether it's
event,
a personal or a business.
Yeah, event, business, whatever, we do it. I'm the Look of Atlanta, and you can reach me at thelookofatlanta@gmail.com, or you easily give us a phone call. The Atlanta number is 770-596-3722. But it's just easy word of mouth. We're on Facebook, The Look of Atlanta. On Facebook, you name it, we're out there.
And you will not be disappointed. This man's work was extraordinary, and that's
I
the big
appreciate that.
reason that I've asked him to, be on our show, because I like people to do quality work in whatever they're involved with. So we try to have the best people we can find.
True. The main reason, in other words, real quick about designing, in other words, this is the thing that I stress too, is, in other words, it may be your personal event or your home or your business, but it's my reputation.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how I do my business. I do not do it just to go in and send you on your merry way and I decorate and you come home or say, oh, that's not really what I wanted. There's many decorators that do that, but not me. I get into your head or my customer's head or my client's head before I even start the process, where a lot of designers don't do that.
And you probably give a lot of suggestions.
You have to do that.
Yeah. And I think if we can do this stage play from this book, Second
Yeah,
Wind,
I'll be the decorator for it.
you'll be the guy that'll do our stage decorating.
I'll do the stage set for it
we're-
perfectly.
Yeah, we already got that. Now all we need is a sound and light guy. I got somebody I can call for that. All we need now is a screenwriter, Neil, and we'll be on our way to making this into a play.
That's exactly right.
And I want to thank you so much for being here.
It's been
tonight,
my
Stanton.
absolute pleasure.
The
Good to see you
traffic
again.
coming here was terrible as usual at the rush hour in Atlanta.
That's Atlanta
but
for you.
We all got here on time this evening, and I hope maybe you'll consider coming back
I
sometime.
would love to, definitely.
Yeah.
Anytime, in other words, and then who knows, maybe I might even surprise you and sing for you.
Before you leave, is my singer ready to sing? Well, I want to interview you first, though. We got to talk a little bit. Stanton,
Again, I
take
appreciate
care.
it.
All right.
Have a great one.
Take part in the buffet back in the green room.
It sounds like a winner. Take care.
Come on down. This is like The Price is Right. You might win
What
something.
Did I win? Now, if
You
I
won-
didn't win anything, I'm telling you, we're going to have our issue here.
You won
but
10
okay.
minutes with me. I don't know if that's a disappointment, but we'll try to make it work.
I can work with that for
Okay,
now.
good. This
Hi.
lady is Deanna.
Hi.
Deanna Cannon.
Yes.
But you do go by another name.
Yeah, I perform as Lorena C.
Lorena C.
Yes.
What's Lorena C?
Lorena is my middle name,
Okay.
and I'm a programmer. And
Uh-huh.
so when we program, we do underscores in our coding.
Yeah.
And so the underscore and then C for my last name. I have no clue what I did. It just sounded good at the time, so I did it.
I love your name.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate
There's
that.
a couple of girls' names I've always loved. Zoe's one of them, and I have a granddaughter named Zoe now. And Deanna is another one. I'm not just trying to suck up to you. That's true.
He says.
I heard you sing here not too long ago. You were on another show, and that's one of the reasons I wanted you to come by to carry a little tune for us before
I
we
did.
close
I
out.
appreciate
But
that.
before we do that, I want to kind of uncover some of the things you're involved with regard to your entertainment career. What are you up to?
So, I'm finishing up some classes at Berkeley online for music theory. I'm starting to do some producing, working with some people on their demos, plus I'm working on my own CD. I did contribute to a compilation CD that actually was just released January 2nd, yes. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of wonderful ladies on the Women in Jazz South Florida CD. It's the 4th CD.
Women in Jazz of South Florida.
Yes.
That brings to mind a lady named Mimi.
Absolutely.
Mimi
Yes.
Johnson. We
Most
both know
definitely.
her.
Yes, yes.
I've got that CD, actually.
Wonderful.
Very good.
Okay, and
Yeah.
so, I'm number 5 on there, but that doesn't mean you don't listen to the whole thing. No, it is. I mean, it's an eclectic collection of a whole bunch of different genres, a whole bunch of different sounds, but the way Joan, Mimi's mother, laid it out, she laid it out perfectly. It gels
Yeah, it
so
does.
well together. And
does.
I was so impressed with how she did that. I don't know that I could have placed them any better than that. So my hat's off to her. Her and Mimi both, they are just wonderful ladies.
Yeah, they did a good job. If you like jazz or R&B, it's a great CD. How can folks get a hold of one of those?
And actually, you know what? I don't have the online. I'm shameful. I don't have the online information, but you can go to Women in Jazz South Florida, and I think it's a .com, and I can check that to be sure.
WomenInJazzSouthFlorida.com.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
that's good.
and it's available online there to purchase. So make sure you do that. Support the cause. We want to make sure that we're getting our names out there. We're continuing to be seen. All of the composers from the first CD up through the 4th, dynamic. They're all good. Would love for you to get an opportunity to hear what everybody has done so
Great.
far.
Have you done any acting?
Not a whole lot of acting. I act crazy most of the day.
That's good.
And then after 9 o'clock, I act stupid. So what time is it now? Yeah, we're getting close, but no.
The reason I ask, I think there may be a part for you in Second Wind here. Maybe playing the administrator or somebody like that at the nursing home. I don't know. I just think you've got some acting ability.
Well, that would be wonderful. No
Yeah.
court jester in there, though.
No court jester. No, there'd be a
Okay.
serious role. You know,
I can do that.
you can do serious, right?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as I'm taking my meds. I
But
can
it's
do
all
that.
fun around you. It's all funny happenings around you. You know.
Oh, and I'd have
But
to
I've
do
been
some-
reading the book. I'm almost done with it, and there's a lady that comes to mind that is the administrator, and I keep thinking about people I know that would fit the part. You know, whether we cast the people or not, I don't know who has the final say so. Probably the author sitting there looking at me.
Well, there you go.
But Neil's a fun guy. He gets along with everybody. He's pretty loose.
I'll take that.
I think we can do that.
Wonderful. Keep me in mind then, You take what you can get, and
That's
the parts
right.
are good, and I'm sure what he wrote was just absolutely wonderful.
You got to
so-
read the book. Honest to God, I wouldn't. If I don't like something, I won't even set my foot into the involvement of it. But this is such a funny concept. Think of
have to
Driving
check
Miss
that out.
Daisy. Okay, it starts out like that. That's it. Immediately we came to mind. Driving Miss Daisy, old Southern town, old rich lady, and her chauffeur, and she's got her own chauffeur named Niles. And it just reminded me of the Morgan Freeman character in that book, and the old lady reminded me of Miss Beatrice, I believe her name is. See, Neil, I really did read the book. I'm just excited. Like as much as I can be about this venture and this project. I think it's got so much merit.
That's a good thing, and it does sound exciting.
Oh,
and
it's
especially
fun.
when you get the right amount of creatives together for something to come together like that, you just can't go wrong.
When
so.
you start putting people's heads together, it's amazing.
Absolutely.
Who knows this person that has this talent or that person that has this talent, and you put it all together and blend it, and suddenly you got a fun project that is a very high quality project.
Well, and you're having the opportunity to bounce ideas off of
Yeah,
each other too.
exactly.
You know, you can take something that's already a beautiful thing, you can take it to so many different heights with all that synergy. So yeah.
Well, 90% of my magic business is in senior communities. That's my bread and butter everyday work that I do. And I read, almost have completed this book, and there were so many things in here that I read about different seniors and the way they are, that it brought to mind a lot of people that I've personally met in these facilities. I've been blessed in that I can make them laugh and enjoy my magic. And
Right.
that's the best medicine there is. Because I do
Absolutely.
a comedy
I
type
agree.
magic show with a lot of audience participation. But it gives me and it gives them a lot of fulfillment in their heart, because they've had a good time and they've laughed. And we all need that.
I understand that.
It's therapeutic, folks. So keep laughing.
Those same arts. I mean, you do the magic that is, because it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
just amazing in its own way. And
Well,
then you've got music that's amazing in its own
It
way
is.
too. You capture people.
I do a show every year at a school called Lecatech for kids that are handicapped. I hate to say handicapped, but they've got challenges, whether it be mentally or physically. I've been doing this particular school for about 5 years, and after the first performance I did there, I got a letter from the school administrator. There was this little boy that never responded to anything. He's in a wheelchair, and the only thing he can move is his neck. But I got him to smile and laugh, and she sent me a real heartfelt letter about that ability to bring that out of him. And I framed it and I have it in my office. And that to me was worth more than anything.
God let your gift really shine.
Yeah,
didn't
I had a minister tell me I've got a ministry in laughter when it comes to doing my magic and comedy. In fact, I'm doing a church tomorrow. I love doing churches because they always have me for the luncheon meeting, so I get a great meal afterwards. So,
Right.
yeah.
I understand.
But
You know
anyway,
what I kind of feel?
What's that?
I think I would feel like I've been interviewing you.
Really?
I love it though, but because
Really?
he's been
Want your own
talking
show?
a lot about.
I can make that happen. See Al after the show.
But he's only already seen me twice, and he's probably like, okay, you know what? I've had enough of you.
We'll
You gotta
sign
go.
up everybody. Hey, I really want to hear you sing.
Okay.
What tune did you pick out for our audience tonight?
It's actually called Change the Life. It's off of the Women in Jazz of South Florida compilation CD4, the one that was just released.
Okay, great.
And so I'm going to hope that I gave Al the right information there, because I had a little bit of technical difficulty earlier.
Okay.
I think I've got it right. But if I just start dancing aimlessly, you'll know that I didn't get it right.
Well, that's plan two.
Right, and just, you may want to dance with me
All right,
or something.
okay.
I can grab
We'll do
Al
that.
over there. We'll do the slide or something like that. I think it'll work.
All right. Well, I'm going to get up and give you the stage, so to speak.
Well, I can think I'm going to stand back
You just do
here.
your thing.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Deanna Cannon, for your enjoyment.
We moved away somehow from peace and harmony, 'cause we don't stop to help our fellow man. We do what only will work for us, centered in our own world, failing to do what we must. So we create these fears and feelings of mistrust. Can we all just take some time? Ooh, take what is real and make it strong, because this world's our only one. We've got to learn to do what's right, to take a stand and change the life, change the life. We've got to get up, stand up, and change the life, change the life. in the loneliness, the days and nights that some spend alone. Maybe we try instead to help them find a happy home, to teach the children how compassion should be shown. If we just share a caring vibe, bring out the hope up above. The love that comes from deep inside will make it right. And if you wanna make a change, you've got to live it every day. You can always find a way to change the life. And if you want the world to feel it, you've gotta get up with that spirit. Don't try to run and don't try to hide, and just make a way and stand up and change the life. Change the life. You've gotta get up, stand up, and change the life. Change the life. Make the world a better place and change the life. Change the life. You've gotta get up, stand up, and change the life. Change the life. Ooh, change. Don't try to run and don't try to hide. Just make a way to stand up and change the life.
Right. That was fantastic.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Sit down for another second or two. We're going to close the show out, but
Beautiful.
I gotta tell you that that particular song to me had a great message. Do you find that? to
I
be
do,
true?
and I hear a lot of folks say it, and that really was the
Yeah,
intent.
The intent, yeah.
And it actually came after I finished the instrumentation of it.
Mm-hmm.
There was just something there that made me feel like those were the words that I needed to go find and put to them. So
And your voice reminds me of a musical instrument because you have such range that you keep changing, and it's great.
you like that?
You're
Thank
blessed,
you.
yeah.
I appreciate that. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But would you consider coming back sometime?
Absolutely.
Yeah, all my guests, would you all consider coming back? Great,
a party.
Great. It's a party. You know, this is the 14th or 15th show that I've done in the last year and a half, and this is the first one without commercials. And we didn't miss a beat. I thought this flowed very well tonight.
I thought it did too.
Yeah, not that we don't want advertisers, but, you know, if you're not out there, hey, that's okay. We'll have a show anyway.
We'll just keep on going. There you go.
Well, we'll be back on the second Tuesday of February. Check your calendars at the same time, same station. And I want to thank you for joining us. This is a worldwide broadcast of Keeping It Real. We support the troops big time. And take care and keep smiling out there, okay? Do something nice for somebody else. See you next month.